Hi everybody and welcome to Josiah is Right. So this is part 2 of my thrift store finds for the month of January. So I shared last time that I was splitting it up, and because last time was action figures and this time is video games. So I found a lot of action figures, a lot of video games, all at the same thrift store. So someone was giving away an awesome childhood. So I am glad to have stolen it from them. So first up actually was from a different thrift store. So it is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Konami little, handheld game. So the cool thing is, yeah, this guy works, he plays, but of course it's impossible to play. But it does work, which is awesome. It works, it plays as well as you can expect these games to play. And I can't figure out how to shut it off. There, now it's off. No! Shut off. Okay, it's off. So the screen's kind of scuffed up. The back here you can see doesn't have the case, but 1989 and it works. And it just looks cool on the shelf, actually. I'll put it next to my Ninja Turtles, which are up there in the corner, although I'm going to redecorate the shelves soon. So happy to find this. He was going to charge me $4 for it, and I said, that's too much. He goes, how much? I said, $1. Okay, so bought it for $1. So negotiate sometimes. It's a thrift store on my street that's kind of, I don't usually find that much there, but I was happy to find this. So next up is Mortal Kombat for the Sega Genesis. So I was excited to find this because it's actually in the case, which the case is a little bit beat up, but it has the instruction manual in the game there. You can see the case a little bit broken, but I have other cases that I can swap out for games that I care less about. But this is an important game for me growing up. Mortal Kombat 2, particularly on the Sega Genesis. A lot of time in the summers with my cousins just playing that for hours on end. We'd go outside and play, trust me, and we did that a lot. We even made a Mortal Kombat movie actually when we were kids, so I'd have to find the footage for that. I don't know if I still have it. But great, all-time great game here. I don't know that it holds up that well, but in fact, I know that it doesn't just looking at this, and I have Mortal Kombat 2 as well, and it doesn't hold up that well, but it's awesome to have, awesome to play, and it's fun still, even though it doesn't really hold up that well, but it's still Mortal Kombat, so that's the only Sega Genesis game. So the rest are all for the Nintendo, which is great. They had other stuff. They had actually 2 Nintendos. They had the Zapper, they had, what did they have? They had these joystick things, and I almost bought it all, but I had to limit myself somewhere, so I just bought the cartridges, the games. And as much as I'd like the light gun, I don't have one, and I don't have a CRTV, so I can't really use it. But first up, TMNT Surf Design. So this was a game I loved as a kid. This was super fun to me, because to me, this was one of those games where you were playing as a cartoon character. So next up, and a lot of these actually had the slip cases too, which is nice. So every game with the TMNT Surf Designs did have it. So here we see Platoon. So weird that they made a video game on the Nintendo Entertainment System out of the movie Platoon, but here you have it, Platoon. I assume you play as Charlie Sheen. I don't know if that's Willem Dafoe, I think, right, when he was killed. Yeah, so Platoon for the Nintendo. Have fun with your family playing a heavy drama about the Vietnam War. Next up, Dig Dug 2. Now, I did not know there was Dig Dug 2 for the system, so here we have it. Dig Dug 2, awesome, from Bandai. I've never played Dig Dug. I'll be honest, I played like Bubble Bobble, a lot of these other games, but I've never played Dig Dug. I just haven't, so now I get a chance to. I don't know if Dig Dug 2 is different than Dig Dug, but here it is. And of course, golf. I love that in the early Nintendo days, you'd have Mario in every single game, where you'd have him, punch out as the ref, things like that. Here you have him sort of angrily golfing. So we have golf. I heard that golf was actually hidden on the Switch as well, like that it was coded in. It was like a tribute to, the someone or something. I'll have to look that up. But here we have golf, which, again, another game I did actually have. You can see there's actually a lot of dust on this guy. So Dusty Golf. Next up, and again, as I said, they all have the slip cases. Not all of them are branded with Nintendo. Some of them, as you can see, are just black, but every game but the TMNT Surf Designs did have one, so that's pretty cool. So, at the store, I swapped out. There was a couple games I didn't buy that had slip cases, and I put them on the games I was buying, which I don't know if that's uncool or not, but hey. The games that were left were, bad sports games, bad ones. So, Infiltrator. I have no idea what this game is, But I actually, and I'll say I did test it, and I'll show you guys, I couldn't get past the title screen. So it works, but it doesn't. So I have no idea. It seems cool. You can see, again, the box art is not necessarily always reflective of what these games are, but you're flying that shuttle, or at least a pixelated 8-bit version of that shuttle. So if I could get past the title screen, I would enjoy it. And from Hudson Soft, you have Million Secret Castle. This one, again, I played it. It just seems to be a platformer. I don't really know what's going on. I haven't really figured it out. I'll try it again and give it more time, but this one actually just caught my eyes because, ooh, Secret Castle, and it seemed like maybe it'd be more like a Zelda-type clone, but it was its own thing, which I don't know what that is yet, but we'll figure that out. So, again, now we're on to the last three, and these are the three that I'm most excited about. That's why I actually shifted the order here, that they were stacked up. They're actually at the top because they're my favorites, but I moved them to the bottom of the order here. So first up, Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. Right. Obviously, the person that had the light guns probably also had this game, and I can't, again, use this because I don't have a CRTV and I didn't buy a light gun, I didn't buy the zapper, but it's cool to have. I mean, I turned it on, it was just cool to see Duck Hunt for the first time in 30 years almost, 25 years probably. So it's cool to have Duck Hunt, and of course Super Mario Brothers, because I don't have that pure. I have, for the Super Nintendo, I have the Super Mario All-Star, so I have that version of it, but it's different. It's enhanced graphics or what have you for the 16-bit system, and that it plays the same, but it looks different. And then next up, Galaga, which is, again, this is a great game, classic game. I believe it is actually on the NES Classic, so awesome game to have. I don't recall playing it much as a kid. I mean, I played Galaga, but probably the arcade version. I don't know that I played it on the Nintendo, but again, it's cool to have. I love, again, it's like that infiltrator, the covers of these things, this awesome, crazy monster, and this little, creature that just scoots across the screen and as you shoot stuff. So Galaga, great game. Again, like I said, I played the arcade game, probably played it on like, some kind of like classics, Midway Classics or whatever, or for the PlayStation back in the day, which is probably how I first encountered this. I love, too, Galaga. Demons of Death. I never noticed that before. Demons of Death. That tells you something how this game is scary. And finally, my favorite of the month and my favorite in a long time, Ninja Gaiden. I'm super happy to have this. One of my favorite games for the system. Played it a lot as a kid, died a lot, hated the birds, was just terrible at it probably, but loved playing it. It was just, I would create this story in my head like I was watching a movie, like American Ninja was big at that time, or at least big in my world, as bad as those movies are. So this is probably my favorite. Again, another NES Classic game that's on the actual Classic, and I'm super excited to have this game. One of my all-time favorite games. This is probably, if there's a top 10 list, it would probably be on there. Maybe I'll do that sometime. So anyway, that is what I found. Those are the video game finds for the month of January. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know, what have you found out there? Have you found a lot of Nintendo, Sega Genesis? What's out there? I found also a couple other games that I didn't buy, but they're mostly, like I said, kind of bad sports games, but I got lucky this month with games and action figures. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.